Welcome friends, now let us see the next provision of time of supply where you are talking about your section 14, which talks about a scenario where there is change in rate of tax. If at all you have change in rate of tax, then in that scenario what is the time of supply? You have to give the weightage to the place where there are two events. If you see this infographics will be understood once we see the answer. Wherever more weightage is there, wherever two events are there, that would be the answer, right? So you are talking about time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. And friends, a very important point here, this is applicable for supply of services by any person, and this is applicable for supply of goods by a composition taxable person. Whatever we are going to discuss now is applicable for what? Supply of services by regular taxable person or composition taxable person, supply of goods by composition taxable person. What about supply of goods by regular taxable person? We will discuss that later. Now let us directly take this with the help of an example. Now what is this trying to tell? Now you are talking about what? You are talking about time of supply in case of change in rate of tax, and we have already discussed that it is applicable for what? It is applicable for composition taxable person if you are talking about goods, and for services it is applicable for any person, whether it is composition taxable person or regular taxable person. It is applicable. Now the first scenario here, you are talking about supply is before change. Assume that on 1st of October there is a particular date on which the rate of tax has changed, and that date happens to be, say, 1st of October. Before 1st of October, that is up to 30th of September, the rate of tax happens to be 5%, and now the rate of tax is changing to 12%. Now the rate of tax is changing to 12%. So this happens on 1st of October. Now friends, you are talking about a scenario where we have to keep one thing fixed, which is your date of supply. Now what is date of supply? Assume that your date of supply is on 1st of August. 1st of August, date of supply is freezed. Date of supply, that is supply is before change. Your supply happens to be before change, before the change happened. Supply is before change, that is freezed, that you are freezing it. Now here you have to understand that the answer is either the date of invoice or the date of receipt of payment. Now we have to give the other two events. Now date of invoice is, say, 1st of September, and date of receipt of payment is, say, 1st of November. This is the first scenario. Now second scenario, say date of the receipt of payment. We will take another date. Date of receipt of payment is on, say, 30th of July, and your date of invoice is on, say, 2nd of October. It is on, say, 2nd of October. In the third scenario, we are talking about totally four scenarios. Fourth scenario. In the third scenario, let us assume that your date of invoice is 5th of October, and the date of receipt of payment is, say, 11th of November. In the last scenario, let us take a scenario where your date of invoice is 30th of June and date of receipt of payment is 21st of September. I have taken in a different color. Now friends, understand that when you talk about date of time of supply in case of change in rate of tax, we are not talking about the fourth case. Our discussion is not at all about the fourth case. We are not at all concerned with the fourth scenario. Why? In the fourth scenario, supply is on 1st of August. Your supply is on 1st of August. invoice is on 30th of June and receipt of payment is on 21st of September. Everything happens before change. So here you are going to go with your normal provision, either section 12 if it is for goods or section 13. So here I am not giving the answer, you have to refer to section 12, section 13 that we have discussed. Only in the first 3 cases we are going to go with section 14. Why is it so? Because the events are scattered. Something happens before change and something happens after change. If you look at your first case, supply and date of invoice. Supply and date of invoice is before change and receipt of payment is after change. In the second case, date of receipt of payment and supply is before change, invoice is after change. In the third case, both the date of invoice and date of receipt of payment are after change, supply is before change. Now friends, wherever you have 2 events weightage, whatever event is on the side of supply, in the first case I have highlighted the answer. In the first case your time of supply is date of issuance of invoice. Why? Supply and invoice are on one side, receipt of payment is on other side, so invoice is the answer. In the second case, date of receipt of payment 30th of July is the answer. Why? Supply and receipt of payment is on one side and invoice is on the other side, so therefore date of receipt of payment is the answer. In the third case where supply is before change, whereas invoice and receipt of payment is after change, it is whichever is earlier. You have to go with whichever is earlier. So here whichever is earlier was date of invoice. Date of invoice. That is how you work out. A very simple understanding of how the things are working out. Now friends, you can have another example. This was example number 1. You can have another example where only thing that I will change is supply is after change. So I am going to take the same data. 1st of October, the rate of tax before that was 5%, now it is increased to say 12%, change in rate of tax. Change in rate of tax. Again I am going to take the same 4 cases. Going to take the same 4 cases, but with one change. Now what I am doing is I am keeping supply as 1st of November. Date of supply is 1st of November. Right. When I keep the date of supply 1st of November, it is very clear that supply is after change. Supply is after change. So I have kept the date of supply as 1st of November, which means it is after change. Now I am giving the data invoice 1st of September, date of invoice, and 1st of November, date of receipt of payment. First case. Second case, same data, 30th of July, date of receipt of payment, and 2nd of October, date of invoice. Third case I cannot take it as the same because it will be on the same. Okay, let me take the same case. Third case I am writing as 4th case here. 5th of October, date of invoice, 11th of November, date of receipt of payment. And 4th case here I am writing it as 3rd case, 30th of June, date of invoice, and 21st of September, date of receipt of payment. Now friends, understand again here, we are not talking about the 4th case again here. Why we are not talking about the 4th case? In the 4th case, your date of supply is after change, 1st November. Your date of invoice 5th October is after change, as well as your date of receipt of payment 11th November is after change. So everything is after change. So you are going to, everything is on one side. Supply, invoice and date of receipt of payment is on one side. Therefore, you are going to go with section 12 or section 13 as the case may be. Now friends, in this case, understand that you are going to give the weightage where 2 events are there. So in the first case, where supply is after change, what is also after change is date of receipt of payment. So date of receipt of payment will be the time of supply. In the second case, where supply is after change, date of invoice is also after change. So date of invoice will be the time of supply. In the third case, date of supply is after change, whereas your date of invoice and date of receipt of payment both are before change. Both are before change. Right, again the events are scattered. So in the first case where I said supply and receipt of payment is on the same side. So that receipt of payment will be the time of supply. Invoice is before change, ignore that. In the second scenario, supply and invoice is on the same side. So date of invoice will be the time of supply. Receipt of payment which is before change, we can ignore that. In the third case where invoice and receipt of payment both are before change, whereas supply is after change, we are going to go with whichever is earlier, not later, whichever is earlier. So 30th of June will be treated as your time of supply. Fourth case, as already discussed, fourth case is not at all covered in section 14. In both the cases, fourth case we are not covering that fourth case in section 14, because fourth case is a scenario, both the sides where supply, invoice and receipt of payment are either, all the three are either before change or all the three are either after change. So that will be covered by your section 12 or section 13 normal provision, 12 for goods, 13 for services. Here we are not at all talking about your section 14 which talks about change in rate of tax. For change in rate of tax, at least one of the events should be before change and other event should be after change, or you are talking about events are scattered, few events are before change and few events are after change, only then section 14 will be applicable. Friends, that is how you have to find out. And friends, wherever I have put time of supply, let me go back to the first example where the first three cases were there. If in the first example where supply was before change and the rate of tax was 5%, and in the first case time of supply was date of invoice 1st of September, then what was the rate of tax on 1st of September? 5%. So rate of tax is 5%. In the second, in the first scenario, second case where time of supply was date of receipt of payment 30th of July, because it was on the same side that of supply. Again, what was the rate of tax then? 5%. In the third case of the first scenario, where both invoice and receipt of payment are after change and supply is before change, and you are taking it as time of supply is whichever is earlier of time of date of invoice or date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. So we got date of invoice as the answer, and at that point of time, what is the rate of tax? 12%. So 12% will be the rate of tax. Now when you talk about the second scenario, that is supply is after change. Second scenario, first case where date of receipt of payment was the time of supply. Why? Supply was after change, date of receipt of payment was after change. And what is the rate of tax at that point of time? The rate of tax at that point of time is 12%. So rate of tax will be 12%. In the second scenario, second case where supply is after change and date of invoice is also after change, time of supply was date of invoice. So what was the rate of tax at that point of time? 12%. You are going to go with 12%. In the second scenario where supply is after change, and the third case, second scenario, third case, supply is after change but invoice and receipt of payment are before change. So what will be the time of supply? Whichever is earlier, date of invoice or date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. We got date of invoice as the answer, 30th of June, and friends, at that point of time, what is the rate of tax? 5%. So rate of tax will be 5%. That is how you have to work out your time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. So we are done with that. Now, as discussed in the beginning, a very important point, as discussed in the beginning, it was clearly said that this scenario or this case is applicable for goods only if you are talking about composition taxable person. It is applicable for services whether you are composition taxable person or regular taxable person. Now what you have to understand is what will happen if I am talking about change in rate of tax only for goods sector and for regular taxable person. Goods sector and regular taxable person, because whatever we have discussed is not applicable then. For goods sector, regular taxable person, you are not going to go with section 14. The answer will be always date of invoice. Now let us assume again the same case where you are talking about 1st of October, where the rate of tax has changed from 5% to 12%, 5% to 12%, and here in this scenario your date of supply was 1st of August, which is before change. Here date of supply was 1st of November, which is after change. Here supply is before change, and here supply is after change, right? Now friends, understand that when this is a scenario, they are telling that provisions of section 14 per se will not, this provision will not apply, answer will be only always date of invoice. So here if I tell that invoice was on, date of invoice is 30th of September, and date of receipt of payment is 4th of November. Second case, I am not taking the fourth case where all the events are on the same side, because in that scenario section 14 is not applicable. So I am going to take only 3 cases. The fourth case where all the events are on the same side, section 14 does not apply, so I am not repeating that. When all the events are either before change or when all the events are either after change, section 14 per se is not applicable. We are going to talk only and only about section 12 and section 13. So I am taking only section 14 applicability. I am not taking the fourth case because all the events are on the same side. Maybe the dates I am taking are a bit different, but it is all before change or after change. In the second scenario, 27th of July is date of receipt of payment, 4th of November is date of invoice, 4th of October is date of invoice. The third scenario, in the third scenario, you are talking about 4th of you are talking about say 7th of October is date of receipt of payment, and 10th of November is date of invoice. Right now they are telling that if at all you are talking about goods, and if at all you are talking about regular taxable person, all you have to focus is only on date of invoice. Answer is always date of invoice. So time of supply is fixed, no assessment, no evaluation. Do not assess whether events are on the same side or not. Don't do. Answer is date of invoice. Answer is date of invoice. You are not at all going to see date of receipt of payment. So date of receipt of payment, ignore that. Answer is your date of invoice, right? So what will be the rate of tax in the first case? 5%, because 30th of September you had 5%. In the second case 12%, because on 4th of October you had 12%. Third case, date of invoice 10th of November, it will be 12%. Answer is blindly date of invoice. When you talk about change in rate of tax, and when you are talking about goods for regular taxable person, simple answer, date of supply, time of supply is date of invoice. Do not evaluate any other thing. Forget about whether it is before change. When the events are scattered, directly answers date of supply. Now if I take where supply is after change, so 30th of September, date of invoice 4th of November, date of receipt of payment, 27th of July, date of receipt of payment, 4th of October, date of invoice. And here I cannot take the same case, so I am going to write say 26th of June, date of receipt of payment, 30th of September, date of invoice. Again, the moment you are talking about change in rate of tax for goods sector for regular taxable person, time of supply is equal to your time of supply. In this scenario, very simple answer, your time of supply is equal to date of invoice. Blindly your time of supply is date of invoice. So date of invoice here is 30th of September, date of invoice here is 4th of October, date of invoice here is 30th of September. you need not even evaluate which weight is whether two events are on the same side. That will be only in normal case. Here you forget about your date of receipt of payment. So when I tell in the first case date of invoice is 30th of September, the rate of tax of then is 5%. When I tell in the second case date of invoice is 4th October, the rate of tax then is 12%. When I tell date of invoice is 30th September in the third case, the rate of tax in that scenario is 5%. Right. So this is a very special. Whatever we have discussed in terms of assessment, wherever there are two events, if supply, whatever event is on the supply side, that is the answer. If both the events are exactly opposite to supply, whichever is early is the answer. Whichever event is on the same side of supply, that is the answer. First two cases on each side. And when both the events are exactly opposite side of supply, then whichever is earlier is the answer. That is applicable only for composition taxable person, goods, any person, services. But when it is all about goods, regular taxable person, time of supply blindly for all the cases is date of invoice. Date of invoice. So we are done with this change in rate of tax. But one important note that we have to see is here, whenever you are talking about date of receipt of payment, it is a bit different. Normally, when you talk about date of receipt of payment for section 12 and 13, it is payment in books or payment in bank statement, which was earlier. Here also normally it is the same, payment in books of accounts or payment in credit in bank account, whichever is earlier. But there is a special scenario, special case. If at all you are talking about, first there is book entry. First there is book entry, payment in books, followed by change in rate of tax, followed by your credit in bank account. And if such credit in bank account is after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax, then you are talking about a scenario where your date of receipt of payment is credit in bank account. I will repeat, normally even for section 14, date of receipt of payment means payment in receipt in books or payment receipt credited in bank account, which was earlier. But in a special scenario, it is payment credited in bank account. You are going to ignore book payment entry. Why? Because the credit in bank account is happening after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax. Now let us understand this with example and let us close it. Understand that, friends, we are talking about what? We are talking about how to find out date of receipt of payment. Only after finding out how to find out date of receipt of payment, you are going to find out time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. So this would be step number 1, if at all such is a question, and then you are going to find out time of supply and change in rate of tax. First you have to decide what is the date of receipt of payment, then you are going to find out time of supply and change in rate of tax. So this would be the first step. Though we have already discussed what is the answer of time of supply and change in rate of tax, but that would be the second step. First step would be finding out date of receipt of payment. Now, what is the situation that they are talking about? They are telling that they are talking about a very peculiar situation. Very peculiar situation. Supposing 1st of October there is change in rate of tax. 1st of October there is change in rate of tax. Right. Now, if I tell payment in books is on 30th of September and payment in bank is on 28th of September, normal case. Even in the second scenario, if I tell payment in books is on 28th of September and payment is in bank is on 3rd of October, then that is also a normal scenario. Now, when is the special scenario coming into picture? Special scenario comes into picture only when your payment in books is on, say, 20th of September and payment in bank account is on, say, 11th of November, which is after 4 working days. Only this is the special scenario that they are talking about. Now, first is a normal scenario. First is a very normal scenario. So, date of receipt of payment will be whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier is 28th of September, whichever is earlier. Even in the second case, it is a very normal scenario. Date of receipt of payment will be again whichever is earlier, 20th of September. But in this case, date of receipt of payment, this is a special case. Now what is a special case? Special case is a case where first there is payment in books, then followed by change in rate of tax, then followed by credit in bank account, and that too credit in bank account is after 4 days. Credit in bank account is after 4 working days from the change in rate of tax. Credit in bank account is after 4 working days. So what are the 4 points for special scenario? First, there is payment in books before change, followed by there is change in rate of tax, followed by there is payment in bank, and that too this payment in bank is after 4 working days. It's not only days, it is after 4 working days. It is after 4 working days. After 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax. In that scenario, the special rule will come into picture, and it tells that now the answer will be credit in bank account. Date of receipt of payment will be credit in bank account, not payment book entry, because book entry is a bogus entry. Book entry is actually a bogus entry. So the answer will be date of credit in bank account, which is 11th of November. Friends, this answer, be very careful. This answer is only date of receipt of payment. We are not talking about time of supply. You are going to find out date of receipt of payment, then followed by you have to find out time of supply based on what you have discussed. That is step number 2. So this gives the answer only for date of receipt of payment. So normally even in section 14, normal scenario, date of receipt of payment means payment in books or payment in bank, whichever is earlier. So if you see the first 2 cases, normally here also it means whichever is earlier. But in a very special scenario where payment in books is before change, followed by change, followed by payment in bank, this should be the sequence, and this payment in bank account is after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax. In that scenario, date of receipt of payment is not whichever is earlier, it is only date of credit in, bank account and not book entry. You are going to forget about your book entry. So this is all about your date of receipt of payment in case of your section 14. In section 12 and 13, normal, it is always payment in books or payment in bank, which was earlier. Even in section 14, I am telling that it is normal. Even in section 14, I am telling that it is normal for the first 2 cases. It was only special for the 3rd case, and special will be applicable only in a particular scenario. First it is payment in books, followed by change in rate of tax, followed by payment in banks, plus payment in bank account is after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax, which means the book entry, payment entry that you have passed is a bogus entry. You have passed earlier to make sure that the rate of tax may come as 5%. It is a bogus entry. It is a bogus book entry. Bogus book entry, therefore you have to ignore it. Date of receipt of payment will be only date of credit in bank account, which is 11th November in our example. Friends, that is all about your date of receipt of payment for section 14. And after you find out date of receipt of payment, you know what is the date, what is time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. That is section 14 that we have discussed. We have discussed in 2 parts. First part was time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. For goods sector, only composition taxable person. For service sector, any person. Second part was time of supply in case of change in rate of tax, only and only for goods sector, only and only for your regular taxable person. So this completes our analysis of section 14.